Welcome back, class, to another Pokeology lecture, where it is my mission to share all that I know of Pokemon biology, traits, and behaviors. Today we'll be discussing Chapter 2, the Crimari species, more commonly known as the lizard family of Pokemon, Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. Crimari caudata is registered as the 5th Pokemon in the Pokédex. The common name of Charmander has come from the fusion of the English words char, meaning burnt, and salamander. Charmander is a bipedal Pokemon who resembles many different species of small reptiles. His appearance closely resembles the zebra-tailed lizard, a native species to the hot and dry deserts of northwestern Mexico. Charmander has tightly laid scales covering his entire body. These scales are made from creatine, formed from the epidermis. These scales are tubercular in form, which is a term for wart-like projections on a species' skin. However, in this Pokemon's case, this simply means raised and rough scales. Charmander has 3 claws on its feet and 4 on its hands. The claws on the Pokemon are formed from the last scale on each digit. This scale is modified to stretch out and end in a sharp point. The Charmander's claws are very hardy and do not break easily. The proteins that form them are tightly fused, allowing this Pokemon to use his claws for both hunting and as a means of defense. A unique characteristic of this Pokemon is the flame at the end of its slender tail. The flame is produced by the reaction of 2 chemical compounds, hydroquinones and hydrogen peroxide, which are produced in 2 specialized glands found at the bottom of the Charmander's stomach, very similar to the bombardier beetle. 2 hollow bone-like channels passively leak these chemicals out through the tip of this Pokemon's tail, where the 2 volatile compounds mix in a thick creatine chamber, which is then expelled out from the Pokemon. This does not cause the fire, however. These chemicals exit the Pokemon, but it's actually lit by a spark created by 2 specialized scales found at the tip of the Pokemon's tail. It is said that this flame is a good indicator of the Pokemon's health and psychological well-being, burning brightly when healthy, and faintly when weak or distressed. It is rumored that Charmander dies when a flame goes out. However, this is a misconception. In reality, the Pokemon's flame can be reignited, but if the channel that expels the chemicals from the Charmander's body is blocked, it can suffer internal damages and even death. The glands which produce the 2 volatile chemicals can be used by the Charmander. The digestive system of this Pokemon, through exposure to these chemicals, has formed a char formation around it, of carbonaceous char to form on the insides of this Pokemon's small and large intestines, along with its esophagus and other digestive organs as well. This allows the Pokemon to launch these chemicals through its mouth without suffering any internal damage to its organs. Much like in the Charmander's tail, these 2 chemicals travel up through the Pokemon's mouth in 2 separate channels, and then mix in the back of its throat, where another 2 scales spark the chemicals into a flame. The Charmander can then use its powerful lungs to blow this flame, causing a flamethrower effect, which the Charmander uses both as defense and as a hunting technique. Additionally, the creatine of this Pokemon is always heated through the chemical processes in its body, giving the Charmander an average external body temperature of about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Charmander stands at a solid 2 feet tall and weighs in about 18.7 pounds on average. Its natural diet consists of bugs, spiders, small mammals, and birds on rare occasions. Charmander is a highly playful and adventurous Pokemon. However, this carefree attitude oftentimes gets it into trouble, as it can sometimes misjudge dangerous situations. When Charmander is ready to undergo its metamorphic evolution, its flame becomes enlarged, and its skin begins to glow a dark red. Charmander's evolution. Crimari furcifer, more commonly known as Charmeleon, is the 2nd form in this family of Pokemon. Charmeleon has grown an extended mid-body and a long, powerful arms. These arms now possess 3 easily identifiable claws, which have tripled in size from its Charmander form. These claws are sharper than knives and more dense than an axe, allowing this Pokemon to slash and cut at its opponents. Another identifiable difference in this stage is a large protrusion from its skull. This horn sprouts from the back of the Charmeleon's head and is believed to be used as both a means to attract members of the opposite sex and as a non-lethal dueling tool to exert dominance in group settings. The external temperature of this Pokemon is now much higher, consistently being close to 115 degrees, making the air around this Pokemon highly unpleasant to be around. Also, this increased temperature is what is believed to cause the dark red change in color. The fire at the end of this Pokemon's tail burns much brighter than before in its Charmander state. Charmeleon also produces a larger quantity of hydroquinones and hydrogen peroxide, allowing it to cause more powerful flames. The digestive system of the Charmeleon has completely encoded itself in Char, meaning this Pokemon no longer has internal limitations on the temperature that its fire can become. When challenged, Charmeleon will shake his tail flame around, heating the surrounding air significantly. It is thought that this behavior is to ensure that the fight is not interrupted. Charmeleon is a highly aggressive species of Pokemon, and it is said to possess a very vicious nature. This Pokemon constantly seeks out opponents and challenges. Strong opposition excites this Pokemon, and it is eager to test its strength against a worthwhile foe, oftentimes disregarding common sensibility to do so. Charmeleon is 3 foot 7 inches tall on average, and weighs about 50 pounds. In order to keep up with its chemical processes, this stage of Chimera family must eat constantly. Given that Charmeleons eat a variety of things, from small rodents to large birds, this fiery Pokemon is always on the hunt. Charmeleon will often hold back its evolution in order to gain more strength in its current form. This oftentimes results in an explosive evolution, typically triggered by rage or frustration. It is thought that this mental stress forces the Charmeleon to let down its urges to keep its current form, allowing it to evolve into its final form of the family. Crimeri Draco, Charizard, is the patriarch of this species of Pokemon. Charizard has an intimidating form, similar to dragons of myth, which has sprung up in several different cultures in history. However, Charizard is most relatable to the dragons depicted in Bulgaria. This image of the dragon family depicts a dragon form similar to that of Charizard. This Pokemon has grown a set of massive wings and a long hook-like appendage found at the top of each wing. These hooks allow the Charizard to snag prey while in flight, and are made from a reinforced specialized scale. Charizard is a powerful flyer, able to reach speeds well over 100 miles per hour, although its top speed is still very unclear. The single form found on the Charmeleon's head has split into 2 separate horns. These horns have lost their initial use for combat and mating, and now assist the Charizard in aerodynamics, producing less wind resistance and allowing for better flight. The Charizard's tail has lengthened significantly, and the flame on its tail now is twice as big as in its Charmeleon state. This is because the glands under the Charizard's stomach have expanded exponentially, which gives this Pokemon its rounded belly appearance. The neck of this Pokemon has extended as well, which allows for both more control while flying, and serves as a massive funnel, giving Charizard the ability to create a much larger and intense flame than ever before. Charizard's flames are hot enough to melt boulders and massive glaciers, making this Pokemon's flames well over 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. The body heat radiating off of a fully mature Charizard can get so hot that it can accidentally start forest fires. Similarly to its Charmeleon stage, Charizard is a very proud Pokemon. It will never back down from a challenge, and actively looks for powerful opponents to defeat. However, when a Charizard is unable to overcome these challenges, it can become easily frustrated, causing it to lose control, and often go into a rage-filled tantrum. These weak Charizard often will overexpress their abilities in order to try and validate their strength, while more mature Charizard are calmer and have a fine understanding of their powers and limits. Charizard has no true natural predator, and are basically on the top of the food chain. They are surprisingly strong for their species, which only reaches about 5 foot 7 inches tall and just under 200 pounds. They tend to develop family groups, but only with other Charizards. In the wild, Charmanders born in a family group will oftentimes leave when they evolve into Charmeleon. Charmander is the easiest of the species to tame, however once it evolves it becomes much more abrasive. Charmeleon and young Charizards will often disregard orders and challenge their masters, though a diligent owner can still tame these Pokemon. Once trained, Charizard becomes very loyal, often displaying dog-like behaviors such as licking its owner and playing fetch. The Crimeri family of Pokemon is very proud, one which demands respect, and if a bond is able to form, it will likely be for life. Thank you again, students, for joining me in this discussion of the lizard family of Pokemon. Remember to join me next class as we begin Chapter 3 of Pokeology, the Testudines family of Pokemon, which includes Squirtle and its evolutions. And as always, see you next class.